Where do you want to be in 5 years from now? Do you want to have a good job, graduate, have good income, maybe have a girlfriend, have a happy life, feeling good about yourself, and being fulfilled in life? If you want those things, that's very good. This means you have ambition. This means you want to strive for a good life. And that's powerful. That's very powerful. But now, do you scroll? Do you have more than 6 hours of screen time? Do you do bad habits that doesn't serve any purpose? Do you have irregular sleeping patterns? Do you feel bad about yourself? Do you have maybe mental health problems? Do you even feel depressed? If so, you will never achieve your dream. Unless, of course, you change something. You change your life. You improve your life. And this starts today with stopping doing bad habits, stopping scrolling, and stop consuming short-form content and reducing your screen time. To be fair, I was the same a few years ago. I wasn't productive. I wasn't able to focus for a long period of time. I had bad attention span. My screen time was over 8 hours each day. And I doom scrolled for several hours straight, each day, every day. I hate my life, to be fair. I felt depressed. I had mental health problems, and life sucked. But then I developed my 5 pillars of quitting, and I managed to stop all the bad habits, develop new good habits, reduce my screen time, and never scroll. I never consumed short-form content in over 1.5 years. And it feels fucking awesome. I tell you that. It feels so great. How do you get onto the right path so you can achieve your dream? If you want to change, you also need to change. I mean, it's of course true and makes sense, but truly think about that. If you want to change in your life, if you want to, for example, stop scrolling, you also need to change something in your life. You can't expect to change something but don't do anything. But still, so many of us, for example, say to yourself, for our new year resolution, I want to get fit. But don't do anything and then go back to where they came from. So now, how to change, how to make the first step in your right direction so you can quit scrolling and never do bad habits again. First, you need to realize something. There's no easy fix. There's no shortcut. There's no pill. There's no there's no instant help. I mean, almost everyone wants money, status, a beautiful woman, a happy life, a good life, purpose. But almost no one is willing to work for this. There are so many YouTubers that say, here's easy way to make X amount of money. But there isn't a shortcut. There isn't an easy way to make money if you don't work, if you don't change. You need to work for something and do hardship so you can achieve your goal. There isn't an easy fix. There isn't a little pill. If you take this, you're rich, you have your dream job, your dream wife. No. It's you. You need to do the hard work. I mean, I know why everyone wants this easy access. For example, with short form content, with easy access to everything instantly. I mean, we can feel every desire almost in an instant. And with that, we think life works like this. We think, if I want money, I make it easy. And then when the first barrier comes, when the first little resistance comes, we all stop. We don't want to do hardship, and that's because we're conditioned because of our phone, because of our instant access to basically every desire we want to have with our phone, and especially with short form content. So now, how to get onto the right path to stop scrolling and achieve your dream is no easy fix, no shortcut. You need to work for that. The next thing is your mindset. Your mindset is right now always thinking short term. Most of your action are short term. You scroll and you don't think of the consequences. Maybe you go out drinking and you don't think of the consequences. Maybe you do drugs, but you don't think of the consequences. And now you say, oh, I'm young, I'm free, I want to experience life. You sure, do that. But always think of the consequences in the long term. If you do drugs now, don't feel sorry about yourself if you, in 20 years time, you have problems because you did lots of drugs right now. And same is for scrolling. If you scroll right now, maybe you have a little boost of happiness in the short term. But if you scroll for a long period of time, every day, you will feel bad and worse. Because there's no guarantee that every video will be fun. Because there's so much going on this video, and so many emotions are released inside of you if you watch TikTok for a long period of time. One emotion is of course happiness, but then there's sadness, there's anger, and every swipe could be a different emotion, and this fucks up your mental health and you can develop depression. And another example for short term versus long term is of course, if you scroll right now, if you, say example, scroll for 1 hour and waste 1 hour of your life, do you look back in 2 weeks on this exact moment with pride, with proudness, and with a smile and say, oh, I'm so glad I scrolled? Or do you look back at this exact moment with shame, or even forget that it ever happened? Probably one of those. Then, for example, if you do hard work, you climb a mountain, or do really hard work that brings you further in life, in 2 weeks' time, do you look back at that moment? Of course, you will look back at that moment where you climbed a mountain or went on a hike with a sense of proudness, with a smile on your face, and you feel happy. Maybe during the hike it was hard, you didn't feel happy, but at the end you feel proud about yourself. And like I said, in 2 weeks you still will feel the proudness that you climbed that mountain. And that's long term. You sacrificed your short term with hardship of walking the mountain, but in the long term you have this happiness boost. And this is a mindset you need to develop, that short-term fun is just that, short-term fun. Long-term, this will harm you. But if you want long-term fun, you need to sacrifice the short-term fun. If you want help with mindset, with developing new habits and stopping scrolling, click the first link in the description. So now, where do you start? Where do you start to actually get back your life, stop scrolling, stop doing bad habits, and go in the direction of your good life, your new dream life? First of all, you need to stop doing the bad habits. Stop scrolling, stop wasting hour upon hour with binge watching entertainment, stop consuming drugs, whatever. If you know how to quit scrolling, you will know how to stop every other bad habit. Because scrolling is one of the most addictive and most detrimental thing for you. So if you know how to stop doing that, life will feel easy, and you almost have a cheat code for every bad habit, because you know, I can do the same blueprint that I did on scrolling on another thing. So how to actually stop scrolling? First, we need to develop the less scroll mindset. Right now, your mindset isn't helpful for you. It convinces you to scroll and to do bad habits. You need to now switch your mind with the less scroll mindset. Less scroll mindset is this. First, your time is valuable and you treat your time like it is. Then you're focused and you're productive. First, you need to feel and convince yourself that you are productive and focused, and then reflect your mind with action. And last thing is, you need to realize that TikTok short form content aren't cute, they aren't helpful for you. They literally ruin your life. They literally give you mental health problems. You waste your most valuable thing, time, on scrolling. So you need to treat the apps like enemies. The last thing is, whenever you scroll and you realize you scroll, you say to yourself, I'm better than this, and you close the app and you delete the app. And you do this every time you scroll. And of course, you keep in mind the long-term versus the short-term mindset. That you have the less scroll mindset, and plus you do the long-term mindset. With that, you have the perfect mindset to stop scrolling. Then of course, you need some strategies how to specifically stop scrolling. And you do this with a detox. You do a detox with no electronic devices for a day to how long you want to do. And during that day, you will do good habits. 4 good habits that I can recommend you is reading, meditation, journaling, and exercise. Then of course, do habits that you want to do. What was something you always wanted to do but didn't do? Do this during the detox. Maybe you wanted to do you wanted to climb a mountain. Maybe you wanted to research about ships or boats, or you wanted to play tennis, or you want to play football. It doesn't matter. Do what you always wanted to do during that detox. And now you say, I'm not able to do the detox. No. If you work maybe from Monday to Friday, or you have to go to school to Monday to Friday, you will have a free day on Saturday or Sunday. So do your detox on Saturday or Sunday. So you have no excuse to not do a detox. Also, the most important step in your detox is at one time during that day, you take a piece of paper and you sit down and you write down your reason why you want to stop scrolling and why you want to stop doing the bad habits. And you go as deep as possible. Not some shallow answer of you want to be more productive. You go deeper. Why do you want to be more productive? Why you want to graduate? And so on. Till you find your core purpose. Your core desire why you want to stop scrolling. And if the core desire is stronger than the desire to scroll, you will never scroll again, because if you keep always this desire in mind, scrolling won't be an option for you. Now after the detox, you need to stick to those habits you did during the detox, and you do this by making a plan and a to-do list. And to stay consistent, do those habits every day at the same time. And also make a habit tracker, something like this, to keep you accountable. Now, we've developed that if you want to achieve your dreams, have your dream life, feel happy about yourself, you need to change something in your life. And this change is making a first step with quitting scrolling. You know that there isn't a quick fix. You need to actually do work to have your dream life. You need to think long term, and you now know everything from less scroll mindset to the detox to developing new habits. Now it's up to you. You need to do the work. If you want a full guide on my 5 pillars of quitting, developing new habits, stopping scrolling, and reducing your screen time, click the first link in the description below. On that note, have a great day, sleep well, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.